A heat in a tailwind. Have a 15-second margin. All right.
Heat 2. We've got Westminster, far right of your screen, lane 1. Gwynedd Mercy, lane 2. OLSM, lane 3. Notre Dame de Namur, lane 4. Notre, lane 5.
Notre looking strong here.
Yep.
Looks like they're really laying it down.
Well, they want some revenge for Midwests. Am I right, Chris?
Yeah, no, St. Mary's, had a really convincing piece at Midwest, and Notre is reminding them that, yeah, we train hard as well, and we are going to ask some questions of you, ladies of St. Mary's.
Gwynedd Mercy out to the early lead, but not by much. Red boat.
Well, I think Nutrier's ahead.
Trier, yeah.
Yeah.
Trier is really putting a piece down right now, and I'd say they've got nearly a length on the field. St. Mary's and Gwynedd Mercy locked. Absolute fight right now between St. Mary's and Gwynedd Mercy. We'll see what shakes out here through the second 500.
Here the crews go. I wonder if the conditions have calmed down a bit. What do you guys think? I mean, it looks like it's not
it doesn't seem to be
quite as rough,
gusty, right? Like we've had a few moments here in the tent where, thank God, this thing is nailed down, right? Otherwise, it was going to be airborne. But it does seem to have calmed down a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are not looking at placid waters out here, but it's not as bumpy as it was earlier.
Oh, right. Well, Notre has not been able to pull away, even though they had that great lead, and these other crews are pressing them hard.
Yeah, St. Mary's sticking around. Gwynedd Mercy maybe he's got a deck over St. Mary's right now. Maybe.
I don't know.
I take that back. I say something and then I look at it and I'm like, are you seeing what you're saying? Not exactly.
All right.
Trier's still got a bit of a lead. I give them a couple of seats on both Gwynedd Mercy and St. Mary's.
Right. Well, now
we 500 to go.
I know. Coming to the last stretch here. Can the crews?
St. Mary's seems to have pushed up on Gwynedd Mercy, though.
Yeah.
It does look like they've earned themselves a couple of seats lead. And again, like we've talked about, and we'll keep talking about it, come into the final 500 surging. Come into it surging. Have that speed be building. Have that confidence. Have that coxswain just on your shoulder, in your ear, and in your head.
Well, it looks like Notre from this angle has got a little bit larger lead than it looked like from the other angle as we come into the last
38 there.
Coming in the last few hundred meters. And here we go. Notre coming down.
Rough blade work there from Orchard Lake. Got to get it back. They're at a 37.
This is why I wonder what it's going to look like in the semis, where Notre is going to be, who they're going to be next to, and who's going to be pushing them, because they really finished out. It looks like the second half of this race pretty strong.
Yeah. Assertive. Really assertive.
Push back in this final 500.
It's also impressive for Notre to be able to do that a little bit outside of the mix, right?
Right,
You've
exactly.
got Gwynedd Mercy and Orchard Lake St. Mary's right next to each other, see each other. Notre is a little bit further out from the pack.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like who they're going to be next to?
Yeah.
For a nice, middle of the course placement. And so Notre are finishing it up here. Pretty comfortably winning, trying to keep the blade work clean, which they're doing decent job. And there's some gusting here at the finish line. And then Orchard St. Mary's having a nice last 500 meters to put themselves solidly in that semi.
Again, we can still see some of this tricky strokes out there, just getting a little sticky at the finish. And they're through.
Well, Orchard St. Mary's looked to be rolling cleanly, but she didn't have quite as much power in the boat, looks like, as Notre.
A little bit short, if I'm going to be quite frank about the matter. A little bit short. Again, could be one of those things, man. Like, hey, you thought you were in a certain spot because of results from 2 weeks ago, and then you come out